everyone, it's Elizabeth here. So today I just want to do a quick video in regards to the topic of your mind being your greatest asset or your weakest link. Your mind and your mindset really is everything in this life. I mean, you can be as physically strong as you'd like, but you can be really mentally weak on the inside, and that also goes for spiritually well. You can be a very spiritually weak human being. And that's not necessarily saying a bad thing, or that, like, you're not a bad person. I'm just saying that your mindset and your mental health is everything. Without your mind, your body really is just a vehicle kind of moving through this life. No matter what type of spiritual theories or texts that you read, you'll always at least see something or some quote that is in regards to your mind. Your mind is like a garden. Your brain, it's like soil, and what you feed and plant into the soil, what type of seeds you want to sow into your brain, is greatly going to affect your well-being. For example, I mean, research has shown that children who constantly watch a lot of violent television or just play a lot of violent video games in general, they might not be emotionally mature in their latter years to be able to handle certain situations in their life. So they might be more emotionally visceral to react in certain situations. Not saying that they're going to explode and be very violent, but for example, if they're with a partner, instead of talking to them when they get in a fight, they might kind of blow up like a volcano and have an argument in like an unrational, unreasonable argument. And those are the things that we're trying to avoid today. So I think reality TV has done a really good job with programming us. I mean, so many people, even people who don't even watch television that much and they're really educated individuals, they'll still end up watching stupid reality shows like the Jersey Shore or the Beverly Hill Moms or whatever that is. And all it's doing is just constantly pumping drama and screaming and stress and fight or flight into our brains. So a lot of people don't realize this. And when you're starting to look at the type of television and the type of movies that are out, everything is like easily digestible fast food movies. So it's like The Walking Dead with like zombies, walking around everywhere. Or, I mean, I like some of these movies like Die Hard, but everything is like this blow it up, like shoot it up type of thing. And so it's like you have this fast food that's going in your brain all the time. And so you're trying to plant some good things into the soil, into the brain, but it's not quite working. And that's why I think, too, a lot of people are having these explosive blowouts on social media. It's because they don't really know how to react, and then they get into a little bit of a fight or flight mode, or they get really egoically driven, and it's like the ego wants to win, and then it just kind of continues to either bash people or expose them online or do all these different things. So I've been through enough training in the world of spirituality, whether it's been through yoga, meditation, Reiki, different forms of energy healing, to know that your mindset is really everything in this life. And how you train your brain is going to really affect you in any aspect of your life. And so, as a personal trainer in the corporate fitness world, there are certain corporate cultures that are more respectful than others. When I work at Starbucks or the Gates Foundation, they're great. Working with a lot of people from Amazon, that's a very difficult challenge to work for. And a lot of people don't realize is that work life that a lot of people are in, depending on their teams, it's very cutthroat. And that cutthroat behavior and that type of chronic stress that they're put under gets taken out to other people in the real world. So a lot of times I end up being like the sponge that I absorb a lot of these either negative comments or just people end up treating me like shit, and I'm like, God, I'm just your personal trainer trying to help you, but I don't take it personally. They're just taking out their frustrations and their emotions, and a lot of those things happen. But my point is that they're in this type of environment and they're training their brain to constantly be on edge, to be on alert, to have all their shit together. And the behavior patterns, like if you want to rise to the top, you might have to throw someone under the bus and they're completely okay with it. I'm not saying all of them are. I'm just saying just a lot of them are through the stories that I've heard while training a lot of clients in the past. Your mindset will affect everything from your self-esteem to your self-worth to your belief systems. And your belief systems are really powerful because that can help really make or break you, especially during times of chaos or stress, or if you end up hitting rock bottom. And so if you do undergo really hard obstacles in life, if you are not grounded or mentally sound, you might not make it out from the deep end of the pool. You might just constantly be swimming, whether it's emotionally or just not being able to handle these loads and situations, to where people end up starting to crumble and fall like the tower that's on fire. It's like their foundational pieces are kind of burning from within, and then eventually the tower is going to crumble. So either they might go through depression or anxiety. They might kind of be stuck or hooked as on a lifeline with their therapist. And so I guess where I'm trying to go with this, I'm going a little off topic, is there are ways that you can train your mind to be able to sustain a better mindset in your life. And it has no relevance to like your political association or how educated you are. There are tons of very highly educated and intellectual people who are extremely emotionally immature. And that's very true. And there are some people who are very uneducated and they're very grounded and they can handle the shit when it hits the fan in their life. The ways that I've helped myself has primarily been through yoga and meditation. So obviously yoga is a form of exercise that strengthens and lengthens the physical body, but it also focuses on the breath and it focuses on stillness. And I think when you can detach yourself from all the chaos that's going on in your life and just be still and be in the moment and really focus on the here and the now, that's really powerful. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize, when I did my yoga training back in 2007 in India, there were only 4 of us that were at this yoga center in South India. And at that time, I really needed, I was always a disciplined person because that's just who I am as an athlete, but I really needed some more discipline in my life. And having to do yoga 3 to 4 hours a day on top of meditation, on top of theory classes and all this stuff, it's a lot. And, you know, when the yoga guy is walking around with his little stick and saying your spine's not straight, you need to straighten up, or he's like pushing your hands together and your shoulders are burning just because your arms are overhead, and you're like, oh my God, that's a lot harder than what it thinks when you're holding that for 60 seconds. That stuff really trains you to become disciplined. And so a lot of things that you do either in exercise or in certain areas of your life, like in yoga, or in the fitness gym, like if your trainer tells you to do 15 repetitions and you do it to completion, that's great. That's really disciplined. There's a lot of times you see a lot of the weaker mindset where it's like, okay, do 15 push-ups. And if you can't physically do 15 push-ups, that's fine. But there are a lot of people who bitch and complain about stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I don't know, or like, oh my God. So it's like, you can kind of see that they're not really quite developed fully yet to be very disciplined. The disciplinary action that you have within yourself, within your inner world, I think that very much trickles into other areas of life that you can be very successful at. For example, physical therapy. Not many people are great about sticking to their physical therapy routine. But there are some people who are highly motivated, highly disciplined individuals. So if their physical therapist tells them to do this stretch 3 times a day, you bet your rear end they are doing it. There are some people who are naturally programmed to be this way, to have a stronger mindset than others. There are some people who are constantly in certain, they're like reacting the same behavioral loop over and over again, and it leads to a lot of sabotage in their life. And so a lot of times, you know, when you start looking at things on a deeper level, you might actually have to start going through more psychological training and behavioral health changes that are a little bit deeper than just, say, you know, rediscovering yourself through a yoga class or through a meditation course. So this video is already getting about 10 minutes. I think I've kind of made my point here, but I would just say that your mind is your greatest asset or it's your weakest link. If you are not mentally sound or do not know how to behave or react in certain situations, your mind is going to bring you down into the pits of a volcanic eruption that is not going to be really pretty. You can do whatever you want in your life, and if you are not moving through kosherly mentally, if you're constantly codependent on other people or dependent on substances, and you can't function independently in thought, in action, and just in your life, then that is the time to start seeking help. I really recommend people to try to really be honest with themselves in these type of situations. It's not easy. It's not easy admitting that you might be a little weak in a certain area, or you might have a little bit of a codependency problem. But the more you can admit and look at your situations from an outside point of view without judgment, the better off you're going to be, because that in itself is going to strengthen your mindset. So I have some blog links about this listed below. I would love to hear your thoughts about this, so definitely feel free to ask questions or comments, and please subscribe, help me build this channel. And just remember, your mindset is your greatest asset. So whatever you want to continue to feed it, it will affect you. I do think, I've talked about this in other videos, I do think there is a strong force out there that's socially engineering us through the media, through the music we listen through the movies, and that's why I think our culture is becoming so dramatic. Sorry, my cats just jumped on the wall back there. And a lot of our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. I mean, we can just look at what the media is posting, whether it is about our president or just about some random stuff that has no relevance in general. It's affecting us, and it has no affiliation to if you are a liberal, a conservative, a libertarian, an independent. It has nothing to do with your political affiliation. It has to do with how you specifically behave. And, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I see some people who are very, very intelligent that work for corporations, but they just completely bring people down online, or they're very manipulative because they're going through something in their life and they want to bring other people into their problems. So anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Please subscribe below and have a great one. We'll see you soon on the next video. Bye.